Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, Sacred Geography, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Tuesday, September 5th, around 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2023. Tropical Storm Lee forecast to become an extremely dangerous hurricane near the Caribbean. As predicted, keep calm. It's boom time. Severe thunderstorm watch issued for counties south and southeast of Kansas City just an hour ago. So heads up, as Burning Man's exodus is over. Tropical Storm Lee forecast to become an extremely dangerous hurricane near the Caribbean. Sustained winds already at 45 miles per hour. Lee is forecast to become a major hurricane by this weekend and could bring impacts to the Leeward Islands. While it's too soon to determine the location and magnitude of these possible impacts, interests in this area should monitor the progress of Lee. This could be a Cat 4 storm when it's hit, Cat 3 or Cat 4 here by the leewards. Now, currently, sustained winds at 45 miles per hour. It's going to take a few days for Lee to move its way over here and become a hurricane probably in the next 24 to 36 hours, in my opinion. And some of the spaghetti models have it going directly towards Bermuda. In fact, lots of them that are meeting up here. That could mean complete destruction of that island. So heads up, Bermuda. Stay tuned for more updates. Sweltering heat across a large section of the U.S. Sweltering heat is expected today across a large section of the U.S., basically from the East Coast to the Midwest and Southern Plains. Numerous record-high temperatures are likely in the upper Mississippi Valley and Great Lakes, Mid-Atlantic and Northeast, as well as Texas, the nexus of the Schmexis. The heat will persist in the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast through midweek and last all week in Texas and neighboring states. Now, it's really only hot here on the coast, in Florida, and in Texas. So the northern areas of these southeast states are in the low 80s for the most part. So more heat mongering. When most of the country is well below normal, they're fear mongering about, well, the South. Torrential rain follows summer wildfires in Greece. 1 dead. Torrential rains have flooded homes, businesses, and roads in Greece, and a man died after a wall collapsed in the bad weather. Take a look at some of this flooding. And if you go over to our Twitter, Oppenheimer Ranch at Diamond the Dave, you would have seen this update earlier today. This is some of that flash flooding in Greece. Absolutely crazy. One of Greece's most iconic mountain resorts, Makrinista, devastated by Storm Daniel a few hours ago. Houses literally tumbling down the hill. Dead and missing reported. And once again, that's not climate change. That's flooding. USGS raises volcano alert level to red. We're talking about Shishaldin, which blasted to 32,000 feet today. Semeru volcano to 14. Dukono to 8. Uluwan to 9,000 feet. Popo to 21,000. Santuito to 15,000. And there is the Shishaldin blast to 32,000 feet earlier today. So a lot going on there. And there is also a temperature uptick. Take a look at this. Through the month of August, Ruapehu. I looked up how to say that. I'm sorry. The temperature is rising at the Cradle Lake. Cooling phase transition to a new heating phase, and the temperature is up quite a bit. So we'll keep a close eye on here on that lake in New Zealand. Space weather news update. Some moderate M flares coming from some tiny little pinprick sunspots that are currently on the disk. But the interesting news is a CME passage. A weak transient passage was observed at 1529 UTC. The solar wind increased just slightly. The BZ component of the interplanetary magnetic field was trending south. And there was a minor geomagnetic disturbance up to KP4 here. But what's also interesting at the same time, according to the FAA, United aircraft are unable to contact their dispatch through normal means. And they grounded. They are experiencing a system-wide technology issue and are holding all aircraft at their departure airports. This is major news.
This is a very, very rare move, and they are citing some sort of a computer issue. This is a very...
computer issue from a tiny little CME perhaps that, well, it wasn't even predicted. Here we can see the passing of that with the jump in all telemetry here, the shift in the phi and the BZ. Here's a close-up of that right there. And so we're still in the activity here with the phi angle still a little bit jiggy, but the BZ's coming back. Plasma speed is now up a bit. Let me refresh this there. It's now coming back down. Okay, so the event is over, but it may have caused an interesting outage.
Very, very rare move, and they are citing some sort of a computer issue.
Some sort of computer issue. Now, were they? Most impressive fireball I've ever witnessed. Witnesses dazzled by the mid-Atlantic meteor. It was pretty similar to the Turkey meteor we showed in the last update. So let's take a look at some of these accounts. There it is. Bel Air, Maryland there. As you can see, the fireball dropping. Very similar looking to the one that we just looked at the other night in Turkey. So that's what's going on there. Did you see it? Leave a comment below. Green energy is already causing blackouts in the USA, and it's going to get worse. I know I didn't vote for this, and you certainly shouldn't either. You can always write to your congressman and leader and tell them your thoughts on this completely insane green energy scam. Scientists discover an amazing practical use for leftover coffee grounds. Take a look. We could be producing concrete that is 30% stronger by processing and adding charred coffee grounds to the mix. Currently, like Starbucks, they just throw them out. Some people take them for their garden. But what if we could recycle this product, sell it even at a very low cost, and create concrete that is 30% stronger? What's the truth about the mystery skyscraper with no windows that looms 40 stories tall in the middle of New York City? Well, we're talking about the unsettling building on 33 Thomas Street. We all know that 33 is a mysterious number to begin with. But let's take a look at the building in question here. Now, this is the old AT&T building, but since then, it's been used by the NSA and CIA and other nefarious groups to spy on you. And we're talking about 33 Thomas. There it is, the creepy and unsettling building. And we'll just read you a little bit about what's going on there. It was designed and built between 1969 and 74 to house AT&T, but instead of being 40 stories, the 40-story building only has 29 floors. They have very high ceilings. The skyscraper is also rumored to be originally designed to withstand a nuclear blast and has enough food to keep 1,500 people alive for 2 weeks. This is insane. Oh my goodness. However, an investigation by The Intercept in 2016 revealed that there is more than meets the eye when it comes to this building. Alongside a multitude of conspiracy theorists believe a secret base of the National Security Agency is inside. The investigation included leaked documents by Edward Snowden providing compelling evidence that 33 Thomas Street has served as an NSA surveillance site, codenamed Titan Point. The Intercept claims that according to former AT&T engineer, there is a major international gateway switch in this building, which routes phone calls between the United States and countries across the world. Reportedly, the agency has tapped into these calls from a secure facility within 33 Thomas Street. Creepy indeed. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video as we are shadow banned and we need your help to grow. Become a Patreon, support the work we do, and watch all of our podcasts in one place, commercial free. And be safe. We love you, and we'll see you all at the Crestone Energy Fair in just a few weeks.